The evolution of cricket rules over time. A soft summer light falls across an old English field. The grass is uneven. The pitch is rough, shaped more by nature than design. A man stands with a curved bat that looks more like a shepherd's tool. Another rolls the ball along the ground. There are no umpires, no boundary ropes, no written laws. Only instinct, only agreement. A game trying to understand itself. Before cricket had rules, it had rhythm. Over time, that rhythm would need structure. The game before rules. In its earliest form, cricket was not governed. It was understood, played in the fields of southern England. It relied on shared expectations. A bat, a ball, a target, but no fixed system, no official dimensions. Each village played slightly differently. Each match was its own version. While this freedom gave cricket life, it also created confusion. Without rules, there is no consistency. And without consistency, there is no growth. The first true step toward order came in 1744. For the first time, cricket was written down. The laws of cricket were created, not as restrictions, but as guidance. They defined the size of the pitch, the shape of the bat, the role of the bowler, and the way a batsman could be dismissed. This moment was quiet, but transformative. Once a game is written, it begins to stabilize. And when it stabilizes, it can spread. These laws would later be protected and developed by the Marylebone Cricket Club. The evolution of the bat. In the early days, the bat was curved. Why? Because the ball was rolled along the ground. A curved bat made sense. But as bowling began to change, so did the bat. By the late 18th century, bowlers started pitching the ball instead of rolling it. The game moved from ground to air, and suddenly, the curved bat was no longer effective. It had to become straight, flat, controlled. This was one of the first examples of cricket evolving through necessity. The rules did not force this change. The game itself did. The introduction of the third stump. Originally, the wicket had only 2 stumps. Simple, minimal. But something strange began to happen. Balls would pass between the 2 stumps without hitting either, and batsmen would survive, not because of skill, but because of space. So in 1775, a third stump was introduced, a small change, but a powerful one. Now the target was complete. More, but as he said, more challenging. And the balance between bat and ball shifted once again. Leg before wicket. LB. As batting techniques improved, players began using their bodies to block the ball. Not the bat, but the leg. This created a problem. The game was being manipulated, so the law of leg before wicket LBW was introduced. It ensured that a batsman could not use their body unfairly to stop the ball. This rule reflected something deeper. Cricket was not just about winning, it was about fairness. Every new rule carried that intention, to protect the spirit of the game. The role of the umpire. In early cricket, decisions were often made by players themselves. But as competition increased, disagreements followed. What was out? Who? Decides. Tosolbetis. The role of the umpire became formalized. A neutral figure. Standing between teams, representing fairness. Their authority grew, and eventually, technology would join them. But the purpose remained the same. To ensure justice. Overarm bowling. A controversial change. One of the most dramatic rule evolutions came in the 19th century. Originally, bowling was underarm, then came roundarm, and finally, overarm. This transition was not smooth, it was controversial. Many believed overarm bowling was unnatural, unfair, too aggressive, but it was eventually legalized in 1864, and week that the game changed forever. Speed increased, bounce increased. Skill evolved. The balance between bat and ball shifted again. The standardization of the pitch. In early cricket, pitches were unpredictable. uneven, influenced by weather and terrain. But as the game grew, consistency became necessary. The pitch length was standardized to 22 yards. This created fairness, predictability, a shared playing condition across all matches, from village greens to international grounds. The pitch became constant, a silent measure connecting every era. The introduction of protective gear. Cricket was once played without protection. No pads, no gloves, no helmets. As bowling became faster and more dangerous, players began to adapt. Pads were introduced, then gloves, and much later, helmets. These were not rule changes in the traditional sense, but they shaped how the game was played. They allowed batsmen to face greater risk, and in doing so, they elevated the contest. The birth of limited overs cricket. For centuries, cricket had no time limit. Matches could last days, even longer. But in the 20th century, something changed. People's lives became faster, attention spans shorter. And so, limited overs cricket was introduced. Matches now had a fixed number of overs, a clear end, a guaranteed result. This was a radical shift. From endurance to urgency, from patience to pace. Cricket had adapted to the modern world, the arrival of technology. In the modern era, rules have evolved with technology. Third, Decision Review System DRS, ball tracking, snicker meters. These tools assist human judgment. They reduce error. They increase accuracy. But they also raise new questions. Where does human authority end? Where does technology begin? Even today, cricket continues to navigate that balance, the spirit behind the laws. Through every change, one thing has remained constant. The spirit of cricket. Rules were not created to control the game. They were created to protect it, to ensure fairness, to maintain balance, to preserve respect. Cricket is one of the few sports where behavior matters as much as performance, and its rules reflect that. The symbol of the rule book. If one object represents this evolution, it is the rule book. Simple, unassuming, yet powerful. It holds centuries of thought, adjustment, understanding. Every line within it is a response to something that once happened on a field. Every rule is a memory, a lesson, a correction. Final reflection. Cricket did not begin with rules. It began with play, with freedom, with instinct. But as it grew, it needed structure, and through that structure, it found identity. The evolution of cricket rules is not just a story of regulation. It is a story of adaptation, of the game learning about itself, correcting itself, improving itself. Because every rule tells a story of a problem once faced, of a solution carefully chosen, and of a game that refused to remain the same. Cricket, like life, evolves. Not all at once, but moment by moment, decision by decision, until one day, you look back and realize the game you see now has been shaped by every moment that came before it.